Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live stream. I am super excited for this one. Let me just make sure we're going live here. So I remember one time I went live only to figure out I wasn't actually going live. So let's give it 1 second. If you are watching live, go ahead and drop a hashtag live down below. If you are watching the replay, click hashtag replay. I got some back audio. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Thank you everyone for coming here live. So this is going to be a Q&A session. So I do have some questions here. I am going to wait until the end for this one because there's also some other things that I want to talk about. There's some major changes happening in both the YouTube and the business industry, and I want to cover them with you so that we can make 2025 our best year yet. Remember that those who don't keep up with the trends, they're the ones who tend to get left behind, and I don't want that to be anyone here. Has anyone noticed that on YouTube in 2024, there were many YouTubers and even online business owners who completely quit? They completely stopped what they're doing. They built this amazing audience on YouTube, but they stopped doing it because it didn't feel in alignment, it didn't feel good to them. And when you are running a business or a YouTube channel that's not in alignment with who you are and what your values are, then it's just a matter of time before you crash and burn, and your mental health does eventually catch up to that. I actually help a YouTuber in the mental health niche, and mental health is seriously at a high right now. And especially for this industry, I want to make sure that we all stay in check, because I'm telling you, when you are aligned with what you're doing, the work becomes so much easier. It's so much easier to show up for clients and to serve them on a really high level. And I want that to be all of you. I actually recently had to realign, rebrand, and relaunch because I hit a point where the work I was doing wasn't getting me out of bed in the morning. It felt more like a chore, and I don't want that to be anyone here. So I'm going to show you the steps so that you can rebrand and relaunch. And then I'm going to also show you the main mistakes that people are making so that you don't do that for yourself. So I'm very visual, so I made a slide presentation. So I will share my screen. This is just going to help us follow along, and you can maybe even take some notes. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'm going to do a whole live Q&A session at the end. But so if you drop a question, write it down, and I will get to it. Okay, so again, I'm going to cover the 3 mistakes that YouTube business owners are making so that you don't fall into those traps. I'm going to show you a 7-part roadmap that I created. When my YouTube business wasn't in alignment, I tore it all down, and I documented the steps that I took to rebuild and come from that place of alignment so that my content and my business was in alignment with my values. And you can follow that roadmap as well so that you can do the same for your situation. And then, of course, we'll have that Q&A session. So what are these top 3 mistakes that YouTube business owners are making? I see this all across the board, from people who are just starting brand new to YouTube business owners who have a 7-figure business, millions of subscribers. These are the top 3 mistakes that are just so apparent that it leaves people to either quit or to just keep running something that drains them. And it's not connected to why they actually started this in the first place. A lot of people lose themselves throughout the process. So mistake number 1 is that there are industry experts on YouTube who have years of experience. They have credentials, they have all the certificates, and many of them are being overshadowed by fake experts simply because these fake experts have better SEO. And so these industry experts are focusing on the wrong topics, titles, and thumbnails that don't attract dream clients. So if you're treating your channel like a business, I don't want you to get so fixed up on the metrics like views and subscribers. You really want to look at the clients, because those are the people who you're really serving on a high level. So that's a really big metric to measure your success with. And if you're creating random, poorly targeted content towards unproven offers, even the best experts are going to stay stagnant. No clients, no growth, no change. And many experts, they try to fix this by running ads. However, they end up wasting a lot of time and money because their SEO is broken, and also they don't have proven offers that have been validated through organic methods. So you don't want to run ads if you have an offer that hasn't been proven. You want to run it organically with no paid ads to see if it's something that people even want. And when you do that, that's when you can start to shine through on YouTube, and that's when your business will grow. It's a really huge pet peeve of mine. I don't know if anyone here agrees. It's such a big pet peeve of mine when these people who literally aren't experts, they're fake experts. They get more traffic and people end up buying their products, but they're no good. Like they're gimmicky and it's basically, I don't want to use the word scam because people don't like that word, but it kind of is like they just give them these crappy products that don't truly help them. And so we want to be on a mission together to help true experts to rise on the platform so that society benefits from their products and services. I'll give you an example. I mentioned it in the beginning. One of my clients is a mental health professional. I mean, she has a degree in this. She's read so many books. She's been doing this for years. We want people to benefit from those products, not some kid who claimed to be a mental health expert, even though maybe they never experienced it or they haven't actually studied it. We don't want them to rise above just because they know better SEO. No, we want these industry experts to rise above, and we want them to be successful so that we can help people on a collective level. We want to help society with better products. And what really gets under my skin is like especially on YouTube, what's really dominating on YouTube right now, which we want to put an end to, is just this mindless dopamine content. And the algorithm is feeding that to people because it's what's keeping them on the platform. But if people are kept on the platform because they're learning from true experts that are actually helping them to improve their life, I mean, imagine what good that does to society. I saw something the other day. I was watching the news with my mom, and it was like CBS News said, the most popular word in 2025 is the word brain rot. They choose a word every year that's like really used, and it's brain rot. Basically, what brain rot is people mindlessly scrolling on their phones, and they're taking in this garbage content that literally makes them dumber. And that's the word for 2024 is brain rot. Like, how sad. We want the word for 2025 to be, I don't know, something like brain power or brain consciousness. Let's flip that script. And it sounds like a big thing, but it's so doable. We just need to bring awareness. We just need to, like, as experts, we need to take the steps to get our stuff out there and to, overshine these fake experts. Like, it really gets under my skin, and that's why I do what I do. Let's talk about mistake number 2. So even those who do manage to rank often struggle because they lack a clear roadmap to refine and launch their business offers, attract the right clients, and build scalable systems for sustainable growth and consistent revenue. This one is huge because a lot of YouTubers, they're in a great niche, but they're not helping their audience on a higher level with products and services that can actually help them get the results. So if you have a clear roadmap, then you can learn to better turn your channel into a business. Many people are already doing that, but they're not doing it to its full capacity. Maybe they're just selling like $10, like little workbooks, but you can help people on a higher level with things like memberships and courses and consulting. The list goes on and on. Times have truly changed on YouTube. Monetizing through YouTube AdSense isn't as reliable as it once was. When YouTube first launched their partners program, their qualifications were so different, and it was so much easier and so much more lucrative to earn through AdSense. However, there is more competition. Those who are monetized, the revenue fluctuates. And so we want to have business systems that are sustainable and that actually work. Another thing too, with the rise of AI and even more people on the platform, audiences are craving more than surface level content. They're done with creators who just rely on AI and they don't incorporate their true stories, their true personalities. It's so sad. There's so many YouTube gurus out there, and they tell people that you need to show up a certain way and say a certain thing so that people buy and so that people like you. No, you got to show up as yourself. You got to shine your light and share your stories. And you have to do so in a way where people connect with you and they relate, they see you as the expert. It's like why I share stories of how, I was fired from Panera and that pushed me to start my YouTube business, and I tell that story so that maybe people in jobs can have that hope for themselves. So I share stories of tearing down my six-figure business so that others can see that they can do it too. You need to have this. AI will never catch up to this. AI cannot make your scripts more authentic because only you know your stories and only you can share it in the authentic way that you do. With passion, with your excitement, with your emotions. That's what makes it human. AI will never surpass this. Okay, mistake number 3. For those who've done it all, maybe you're ranking on YouTube, you're scaling your business, and you're selling your offers. Many YouTube business owners have lost their true voice, creativity, and authenticity along the way. They followed the advice from gurus who told them to say this and do that and to mold themselves into someone who they're not just to get views or to make sales. And this disconnect leads to YouTube businesses feeling like they're on a never-ending treadmill. And here's the thing, if you keep following this path, burnout is inevitable. That passion that brought you to YouTube and to entrepreneurship in the first place will vanish, leaving you trapped in a business that doesn't reflect your true values. Really let that sink in. This is the biggest one. Those people who you see who run a YouTube business, even though they seem successful on the outside, a lot of them aren't. And the ones who are, you could really tell. The ones whose light is like really shining, like you could tell that they're in this for the right reasons. But a lot of people just aren't. They just put on this mask, and we want to put an end to that, so that this can be something that's authentic and in alignment. And so I know what it feels like to be making all 3 of these mistakes because I've done them before. And the solution is to realign, rebrand, and relaunch. I'm telling you, I've been through it. I've been in soul-draining jobs. When I first started my YouTube business, I had to take on side jobs that I didn't want to do. I was making thumbnails, I was doing SEO, I was making graphics. I didn't truly want to do those things. However, I did it just to get by. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you have a YouTube business, but you have to run these other side jobs. Maybe you're churning out content with no results, or maybe you're working tirelessly to sustain a business. And remember that I tore down my 6-figure business and I rebuilt it. And I actually documented every step I took to realign, rebrand, and relaunch because I wanted other people to be able to follow this as well. And this isn't like when I show you what I'm about to show you, don't see it as like this rigid framework that you have to do step by step by step. This is just like a framework. This is just a map. It's just a guide. And so sometimes you may bounce back and forth between 2 steps. Sometimes you might add something in, but this is it right here. These are all the steps that I took to realign and rebrand. And anyone can follow this, whether you're starting brand new or you have something already going, you're already making a lot of money, but it doesn't feel good. You feel that like your intuition just tells you like something's not right. This isn't truly matched the vision that I had in the beginning. This right here can help you. So what exactly is this? So it all starts with connecting with your core, reconnecting with your core, because a lot of people, they're not connected to why they started this in the first place. The person who showed up on day 1 for YouTube and entrepreneurship was this excited person, so much vision, so much passion, and over time it just got bogged down. Like the terrible advice from YouTube gurus and business gurus who told them, be a certain way, do this, don't say that, don't follow this exact script. It brought down people's authenticity. And so you need to let go of bad advice that's not serving you and reconnect to your true vision, your true purpose. I've seen YouTube business owners who are doing something that they're really passionate about, and then they start to create content about this other thing that they're totally not passionate about just because it's getting views. And it's like, I'm not saying we don't want views. It's good to strive for views and subscribers. We all want to reach a bigger audience. But all I'm saying is that you don't want to reach a wider audience if it's not if it doesn't light your soul on fire, basically. Because I'm telling you, you're going to crash and burn. You're gonna reach a point where you're like, man, it's great that I have all these views and subscribers, but it just does not light me up. I don't want to keep making content. And Tony Robbins says that success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And this is why I always say, don't judge someone's YouTube channel and their success on how many subscribers and views that they have. Because if someone has 1 million subscribers and views on every video and they're not fulfilled, they're not successful. Whereas I've worked with channels who have maybe a couple thousand subscribers, and man, like the work lights them up. I was even talking to one client where I asked him, like, why are you doing this? And he got so emotional and teary because he was like, I just love helping, these people in this niche. Like, and he just got so emotional. I'm just like, yes, he's more successful than these other YouTube business owners. So seriously, everyone, it's the new metric to start measuring success by. Once you connect with your core, then you have to clarify your dream clients. Now, this seems elementary for some of you who've been doing this for a while, but when you realign with yourself and you let go of what doesn't serve you, you're going to decide to no longer work with certain clients or to target a certain demographic. You're going to up-level your standards. And and when you do that, it's good to like come back to who you're really attracting. We have something in our brain called the reticular activating system. And basically, when you get so clear on something, it starts to like come in your reality. It's the same part of the brain where if you buy a new car, you start seeing that car everywhere. But the car was always there, but now you're clear on it. So you want to get super clear and specific on your dream clients. And you want to have like a very concise profile of who they are, what their problems are, what their personality is like. And then when you do that, when you start rebuilding, when you start creating new offers and creating new content, you're going to be speaking directly to those people. So you want to be clear on this, because when you clarify your dream clients, let's use the health niche, for example. Let's say that you do this work and you decide, okay, I'm no longer going to help with workout clients who I need to convince that they should work out. No, the clients who I'm serving, they're people who already know they should be working out. They're just looking for the right leader to guide them in doing it effectively. And so in your content, you're no longer going to say, this is why you need to work out. No, you're going to say, if you're someone who knows you need to work out, you're just looking for a diet plan, you're just looking for a workout guide, I'm the person for you. You see the difference in that? So you got to come back to who you really want to work with. And some people say like, oh yeah, like you should have you should try to target the masses. Because if you try to target the masses, most people need to be convinced why they should lose weight. But I'm telling you, you'll actually gain more traction if you just focus on the dream clients, because you'll just see it. Like you'll actually, I don't want to use the word trigger, but you'll be more attractive to people even who need to be convinced, and you'll help them with their mindset as well. You'll help them become that dream client just through your conviction and through your mindset training. Okay, so once you clarify your dream clients, then that's when you can create new offers or repair what you already have. I personally decided just to start fresh. I wanted a whole new offer suite with a new like low ticket, mid ticket, and high ticket offer. And so that's what I wanted to do. I'm not saying that you have to do that. If you just want to repair what you have, that's great. However, some of you might find yourself creating a whole new offer suite, and that's totally fine as well. With that comes clarifying your offers, creating new web pages, and of course, marketing it, talking about it in your YouTube videos, in your email sequences, wherever else you post, like Instagram. Awesome. And with that, that'll capture aligned leads. Awesome. Another part to this is consistent quality content. Consistent quality content. So we talked about this a lot already, like speaking to the right person in your videos, but you want to be consistent with this. It's not enough on YouTube just to post 2 or even 10 videos and think that that's going to bring in like loads of money. Like, no, you have to be consistent with this, and you can't be so attached to outcomes. If you're posting every YouTube video with a thought in your brain of, oh, I hope people buy when I post this, that's desperate energy, and that's going to repel people. I'm not saying like, don't have the desire to help people, but just don't be so like desperate and clingy, because when you let go, that's when people start to come in, because they're attracted to people who are confident and convicted and don't need anybody to buy. It's just icky energy. So stay away from that. When you do, those landing pages that you created, those offers will start to close into sales. Sometimes a landing page is all you need. Sometimes if you have like customized offers, sometimes it does require getting on a call with someone first. Regardless, when you are aligned, when you create that aligned content, that's when sales will start to close. And from there, you can actually contribute and help people. Onboarding is really important. So don't just, some people like get a sale and they're like, oh, end of the day, hooray. No, you gotta onboard. You gotta like give people that good experience, give them the materials, welcome them. If you have a group, welcome them into the group, have them introduce themselves. Make sure like if you have like a membership, like that they turn on notifications, make sure that they book the calls in their calendar so that you can deliver on your promise. Again, if you have any questions about any of this, feel free to leave it. Oh yeah, that's one of your favorite quotes by Tony Robbins. Me too. I'm a big Tony Robbins junkie. He's the one who got me into like this whole realm. But yes, so these are the 7 steps, and you can guide this for you. If you have any questions about this roadmap, leave it in the comments because I am about to do a Q&A. Shout out to all of you who submitted questions beforehand, but I do want to offer my support with this because even me, like when I took the steps to realign, rebrand, and relaunch, I have mentors helping me. I have 3 people in my corner who help me with everything. They look over my landing pages and my offers and my content. Even a coach should have a coach, just like your doctor should have their own doctor and your mailman needs their own mailman. So another side note, if regardless of who you invest in the future, YouTube coaches, business coaches, they should all have their own coaches. If they don't think they're good enough to get coached, then they're not your right person anyway, because they don't understand the fundamentals of this. But yes, so if you would like help with this, we did launch a bootcamp, and this will help you through the 7-part roadmap. And it's going to help your content in your business to scale to those consistent high cash months without the burnout, without the sleazy tactics. No, we're done with that. Like, it really gets under my skin when people use these sleazy tactics like fake testimonials, fake views. Like, it's just not real. And then also without sacrificing your values for views and sales. So we're going to help you to overcome the 3 mistakes. For those of you who have been in the accelerator before, that's a different program that I had. This is fundamentally different because we're going to be doing some done for you work within this. The biggest problem that we've seen across the whole industry is that a lot of people just put out the wrong content. And so I have a partner, his name is Art. Some of you have met him, but he's a whiz with keywords and SEO, helping channels to rank fast. He actually released a channel not long ago and it already blew up. Like, he's just very, very tech savvy. I specialize in bringing out your magnetic personality and also mastering business strategies so that your content converts into paying clients, even if you have a small audience. One of my first clients with my accelerator, she had less than 60 subscribers. We attracted a $3,000 paying client because of her personality, and she had really good offers. So together we position you as that sought after leader in your industry by ensuring that your content converts organically. So this comes with bi-weekly group sessions, and we also have an interactive community chat. And so what we're going to do, we have an SEO team, and we're going to create custom content calendars tailored for you every month. And it's going to suit you, your niche, your schedule, and your goals. So you're always going to have content ideas ready in advance, complete with the top ranking topics and titles and those high impact keywords. So we're going to be creating this for you so that you're not just shooting bullets in the dark and hoping that this idea is going to land. No, and just know as well, I've been in programs before where they told me, create this exact video topic with this exact title. And I didn't like it because I wanted to talk about my creative ideas. But with this, your original and creative ideas will still shine through. So if you give us an idea that you have, we're just going to adjust it strategically for SEO so that your content performs better and delivers the results that you've been working hard for. It's really that simple. This is where a lot of people are missing the mark. YouTube business owners, a lot of them have great offers, great landing pages, but it's just not reaching the right audience because we need to adjust the title and the thumbnail and the SEO. Again, Art's really good at this. He's going to create really solid calendars for all of you, and you could submit your scripts, your video ideas, thumbnails, offers, and web pages to us for expert review so that everything hits the mark. And of course, I'm going to be guiding you through the 7-part roadmap. So this is that I'm going to be delivering it through a drip style format. And also I'm going to be releasing, I'm going to start with 2, but I'm probably eventually going to increase it to 4 weekly 10 to 15 minute trainings every week. And it's going to cover mindset, time management tools, AI tools, because those are really on the rise. And we can use AI, but we don't want that to take over our authenticity. So there's a way that we can just use it to increase our work process and do things like write copy and stuff. But this is going to help you stay ahead of the curve. So that's what we're going to help you through. If you want to screenshot this, feel free to. There's also a link down below that just recaps everything. But this is everything we're going to help you with in the bootcamp. Again, this is different from the accelerator because we're more in your business. We're more creating that content calendar for you. We're checking everything. Before you upload, before you post, we're going to look over all your scripts and your thumbnails to make sure it hits the mark, not just with SEO, but this is where my intuition comes in. Like I see my clients and I see their authentic voice. I see their stories and I help them to really pull that out and express it in the video. Because a lot of people are just holding that in. Like they feel like they can't be themselves or they can't share certain stories, but we could do so in a way that feels really good for you and that just really lands with your client so that they really want to work with you. Getting sales on YouTube is more than just logic, it's energy. Especially men and women have different driving forces. Men tend to be more logical from a brain chemistry standpoint. Women are emotional. So you want both. Both men and women are both logical and emotional, but you can't just have logic is what I'm saying. You need that emotion so that people are like, oh my God, yes. Like they follow their intuition and they justify it with the logic. Okay, so yeah, we'll be creating all of that for you. The bi-weekly group calls, the chat is going to be amazing. There's going to be so much support in there. And then, of course, I'm really excited for the new roadmap course. This is a newly recorded course that I'm making, helping you, again, to realign, rebrand, and relaunch. I tore down my 6-figure business, and I documented everything that I did to build it back up in a way that feels good to me, that I'm proud of, and you'll follow that framework as well. And it'll be suited for your unique situation. So yes, this is one of the best programs I've ever launched. I'm so excited to share it with everyone. And I showed this to my mentor right before this call, and she was like, this is a steal. And it really is a steal. See, this is an investment in your future. So this is obviously over $10,000 worth of value. I am eventually going to increase it to $997. However, right now it's $727, and it's $727 a month. But there's an early bird, so you'll actually get it for like 60 days before the subscription renews, and you can cancel anytime. However, we do have a coupon code just for the people in this live stream, and the code is activate, so you'll get $50 off the first 60 days. The link is down below in the description, and if you click on it, the coupon code is already attached on it, and that coupon code ends December 7th. So yeah, if you have any questions about this, feel free to drop it in the chat or on the landing page. Here, let me show you. On the landing page, you can even WhatsApp me. You can like click there, and if you want to ask me a question privately, you can do that too. And I'm happy to answer them. But in the meantime, I do want to go over Q&A because I do want to help everyone here, regardless if you join the bootcamp. I want to help everyone listening to go through this roadmap, and I just want to answer any questions that you may have. Because truly, I want, if you are a real expert, if you're coming at this from a good place, I want you to succeed. If you're not, if you're in this for vanity metrics or just trying to make a bunch of money, I'm not for you. But these are for the real ones. So, oops, I dropped a question, so that's the one who's going to go first. Okay, if you have any other questions, feel free to drop it. Okay, this question, I should have put the name of the person who asked this. I just put the question, but someone asked how much time and effort is required to realign, rebrand, and relaunch. This is a really good question. So it's one of those things where, honestly, a better question than this, because I think like time is like a construct of the human brain. And I think a better question is, who do I need to be in order to realign, rebrand, and relaunch? When I say who you need to be, I'm not saying that you have to be someone who you're not. I'm saying, how can you fully step into the best version of you? Because when you're embodying that best version of you, then it becomes so much easier to realign, rebrand, and relaunch. Because I don't even know how to explain it, because I've experienced this before. It's kind of like you just become so activated, and all these tasks, like, you're not even going to be measuring it by the time and energy, because you're just so in it, and you just like knock everything out, and you just like picture it like track and field when you're so excited, and you're not so much in your head about going over the hurdles. You're just so excited about the journey and about achieving your goals. It's kind of like it's just easier. You go over the hurdles so much more swiftly. But if you're so much in your head of how much time and energy will this take, it's kind of like you're more prone to trip up, and you're not going to enjoy the journey of the track race, and you're probably not going to get to the end goal. But in reality, time and effort, I mean, personally, like, to give you a tangible answer, I mean, I personally live and breathe my business. I like to work, and so I work like a good 6 to 7 hours a day. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the day. Yesterday was like my off day, but take breaks. I take care of your body and make sure you're working out during this. But yeah, I mean, when this is like your life's mission, like, your waking hours are going to go towards this. So it's different for everyone too. Awesome. Let's answer the next question. If anyone here has a different question, feel free to ask in the chat. But I'm just going off of who submitted questions before. The next one. By the way, if anyone on their YouTube channel wants to do this is really fun. Like, just Q&A and little presentations like I did. Like, you all can create a form, have people submit questions beforehand. Like, this is easy, and this is fun. Okay. Should I completely change my niche? So the person who submitted this question, I didn't see their YouTube channel. Maybe I should have had that as like something that you submit, because I can't fully answer this without knowing, like, without looking at your YouTube channel. If you've been creating content in a niche that really doesn't set your soul on fire, that you can't see yourself doing for the rest of your life, then I would consider doing a pivot. Because, again, going back to that quote, which Diana, it's one of her favorites too, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Now, if you're somebody who's been established, like someone like me, I told you all that I hit a point where, like, I always loved what I did. Always. I love my clients. I love their missions, and I love what I do, but just something like wasn't fully in alignment. I fell into the advice of gurus who told me to be a certain way or follow this exact script. Like, don't wear a hoodie in a live stream. You got to be professional. Like, I'm going to wear what I want to wear because, like, this is who I am. But the point I'm making is that when I hit that point, I did think about it. I thought, maybe, should I change my niche? Should I be more into like personal development and mindset and that sort of thing? However, again, this is just me following my intuition. I was like, no, like, this is what I meant. This is what I meant to do. And so I had to, like, that answer to this question really lies within. And so you may need to find your zen, go out in nature or journal or whatever you do to come to that answer. If you really want, another thing I forgot to mention, with the boot camp, we're going to have a group kickoff call before it starts. So probably like January 2nd or 3rd. We're going to have a group kickoff call. So if you want to join the boot camp and I could really dive into your situation before, if you do that, then I'm happy to look at your channel and better understand like your position with this. But yes, that was a good question. Next one. By the way, I was a little bit sick the last few days. I wasn't even sure yesterday if I could do this because I was so stuffy and my throat hurt, but it's been going well. Today I feel much better. Who have you helped to do all this? Great question. I encourage these questions. When you hire a YouTuber or business coach, it's good to know what they've done. And this goes for anything, not just YouTube and business. This goes for anything. Because, again, there's a lot of fake experts. And I don't want that to discourage anyone. Like if you're starting brand new on YouTube and you're just starting a niche, you are your best testimonial. If you're starting in the fitness niche and like you want to help others lose weight, you are your best testimonial. That's what makes you the expert. And so I would encourage you to at least get the results for yourself. Like it's good so that just so that you know that the person can help you as well. But to answer your question, who have you helped to do all this? Yes, so I've helped big YouTubers and small YouTubers. Oh, sorry to hear that, Diana. You've been sick all week too. I think there's something going around. That's not COVID. Maybe it's just the change in weather. I was in Chicago and it was really, really cold. But now I'm back in San Diego and I'm like sweating right now. Anyway, back to the point. So I've helped big channels. So some of the big ones that you can look up. My college internship was with TED Talks. So TEDx. So if you look up TEDx, they have 40 billion subscribers. And I was working with their YouTube channel. We helped with crowdfunding. So they're a nonprofit. So they would turn their YouTube viewers into donors of their page. If you go to like TEDx.com, there's a place where you can donate. And so we were promoting that link on YouTube, which is kind of like getting sales, but it's really donations. But it's the same concepts. Call to action, the video, bring them to a link. And their donations was through a subscription. So people could choose like $50 a month or $100 a month. So that was my college internship. That's where I got started with everything. And then once I graduated from college, I decided I didn't want to get a job. So that's when I started my brand and my business in my dorm room. And ever since then, I've helped a lot of smaller creators. Even someone's here, Diana. I've helped Diana. Full of Grace and Truth. I did a YouTube channel review. He's right here as well. And I helped channels like Therapy in a Nutshell. A lot of people know Therapy in a Nutshell. Her channel actually grew during COVID. She was in the best niche at the perfect time. Mental health during COVID. If you look at her analytics, right? COVID started like February or March of 2020. That's right when the analytics were like, zoop. I'm just like, man, that was so good. That's why you all need to be on YouTube, because you never know with your industry when it could take off. Like, yeah, Diana's here. She can attest that Ari and Art are awesome. That's our team name, Ari and Art. It's so cute. It's so like convenient. It's so like it's nice that our names are so similar. But what was I saying? Yes, you never know with your industry when it could take off. So Diana, for example, she's in the video editing industry, and right now it's down. However, it could go up. You never know sometimes with industries when things can really take off. We have another client in the tax niche. That one is more predictable. It's more predictable because tax season. However, there could be a major change in taxes, and if you position yourself and you make a video about the new updates, boom. So you never know with your niche. I know someone here is in the Christianity niche. You never know. Maybe there's a grand awakening and Jesus comes back or something, and then you make a video and everybody's looking up those videos. You never know. The world is unpredictable. But yes, I keep going off on tangents. Who else has helped? Kajabi. I collaborated with Kajabi, which I'm actually an affiliate for. They're great for creating web pages and running the whole online business aspect. If anyone wants to try to Kajabi, I have an affiliate link, and that comes with an extra bonus strategy session with me. But who else? A lot of smaller creators too. You know what? Actually, if you want, on the page below, because this is really important, because I want all of you to see that obviously I can help. Maybe your niche is here too. Dominique, she helped people who wanted to move abroad and establish an online income. So basically digital nomads. She was expecting a baby in 3 weeks. And she invested all she had into working with me. And so when you look at that, it's like, man, like, do other people really have an excuse? While most people use their children as a reason why they can't take action, Dominique used her children as the reason why she must take action. Let that sink in. Sometimes we just need to reframe our thoughts, and your wildest hopes and dreams are on the other side. You can watch the video on this page. She talked about how she went from literally $0. Literally zero. She invested everything into my accelerator at the time. And in 3 weeks, she made $10,000 using YouTube. You can watch the video here where she talks about it. She did a workshop, and she was selling her courses. It was her 30th birthday. Birthdays do really well. So for her 30th birthday, all her courses were 30% off. There's more at the bottom. Okay. Yes. So there's a bunch here. I mean, I've helped people in the health niche, literally 50K in recurring revenue, people who were just starting out, $3,000 clients. This person had less than 60 subscribers at the time. Brad here got to leave his job. Yay. I love his niche. He's an artist, and he helps people with drawing specifically comic book characters. And I think that's so cool. His whole thing was all about like reconnecting with the inner child and letting go of these structures that don't serve us. He was in corporate America at a draining job, and it was just so like when I was working with him, like you could see his inner kid coming back out, and it was like the most beautiful thing ever. Kimberly was in the knitting niche. Knitting. This is what I mean. You could truly monetize anything, like knitting. Whoever would have thought, but that's a very popular niche. People spend a lot of money on knitting. 12x return on her initial investment. We got Dominique here again. So in the first 7 days, she earned about $3,000. But if you watch the video above, she made $10,000. $10,000 in 3 weeks. Sebastian, I gave him a little SEO trick, and in just 5 seconds, literally 5 seconds. You watch this video here if you want to learn the strategy, but it was a 5-second strategy that brought him more views and leads. It's crazy. It doesn't even sound real, but watch the video if you want proof. But yeah, everyone, a lot of different niches. Personal development. This woman said that she found me better than Sunny Lenarduzzi. If you don't know who that is, another big YouTube business coach. William, he taught a standardized test. In a few weeks, 2x return. Not 2x return, I'm sorry. His revenue doubled. I've helped dating coaches. This gentleman helped families with children with disabilities. This is what I mean. Like, I love these niches because, of course, that does better for humanity. Of course. I'm not going to help someone who's in a bad niche, like that doesn't do good for humanity. If you're into, I don't know, if you hunt animals, like we're not working together. That does not do good for our planet and for people. So, okay. But you get the gist. She was in the ocean preservation niche, which was really cool. Personal development. A lot of these people are in personal development and health. Those are the main niches I tend to attract. But fashion, she was into women's fashion. She was helping with children's books, musical instruments. She helped people with, she helped previously incarcerated individuals to assimilate back into society. So I love this, like that stuff. Those are the people I work with. But anyway, okay. I keep going off on little tangents. ADD is a superpower. A lot of people don't believe that I have attention deficit, but sometimes my attention just bounces. Okay, we got a couple more questions. If anyone has any others, leave them in the comments. Someone said that I'm still not sure if YouTube is best for me. It's discouraging when my content doesn't bring in lots of views. I totally get this. 100%. It can be discouraging when you pour your heart and soul into videos that don't gain the traction that you want or that don't reach your target audience. And so a lot of people start to question, is YouTube right for me? They even do things like they'll spend money to run ads on their videos, but that doesn't lead to any real subscribers. It doesn't lead to any people engaging, leaving comments, buying their products. And so I get it. It can be discouraging, but instead of thinking, okay, like, is YouTube right? If you look on my channel, I did an interview with Gary Vee. I met Gary Vee in person, and I did a little quick interview with him. It was really cool. And he even talked about how like everyone's on YouTube. Like, of all the platforms, if you look up data, like across the whole world, there's like how many 8 billion people in the world? Like about half of people are on YouTube, which is more compared to the other platforms. So your target audience is on YouTube. It's just about reaching them in the right way, which is actually what we're going to help you with in the bootcamp. The biggest problem that's likely happening, again, I didn't look at this person's channel, but what's likely happening is that you're creating content that isn't strategic, that doesn't have those keywords, and that's not appealing to that audience. So what you want to do instead you could still express your creative ideas and original personality and ideas, but we just want to have that adjustment. And so what are these people actually searching for? What are the right keywords? How can we really, like, once they click on the video, how can we really, like, hold their attention? How can we show that you understand their problems and that you are the right leader to guide them into solving those problems? So that's what's likely happening. And again, I know the views can be discouraging. However, when you start to be more aligned, like, we don't just want to reach any views. You don't just want 5 million views on your video if it's from the wrong people. Focus on getting the right views. If you're getting the right views, whatever it is that you're selling will start to gain traction. Maybe not in the first video or the second video, but over time, because most people who watch you, most of my clients who I take on, they tell me, I've been watching you for months. And it's kind of like you're building a relationship with them. And so most people don't buy off the first video. Just human psychology is that people like watch many videos, they get to know you, and then they make a purchase. So human psychology, that's all it is. Okay, next question. This is the last one in my bowl. How do you make content to draw in your target market? Who asked this? I know who asked this. It was Ashley. Ashley, I remember asked this. How do you make content to draw in your target market? So that's a great question. And the biggest part, this was in my roadmap, this was step 2. You really have to understand your dream clients. On my YouTube channel, I'm doing a 7-part series, and there's one all about how to find your target market. In that video, I give a free worksheet. In the description of that video, and it'll ask you a bunch of questions. And once you clearly know who this person is and what they're struggling with, then you can really start to make content that's appealing to them, that truly solves their problems, and that has words that they resonate with too. It's a really in-depth worksheet. And once you know those people as well, sometimes different demographics have different forms of consuming information. So for example, because this question was, how do you make content to draw in your target market? I'll give you an example. One of my clients teaches a standardized test, how to pass a standardized test. And so those people don't always want shorts. They want more long form, in-depth tutorials and explanations. And so part of drawing in your target market is knowing how they like to consume content. Sometimes it's shorts. Sometimes it's longer videos. Sometimes people like they like webinars, they like live streams, kind of like what I'm doing now. Sometimes this takes experimentation, but you can find a lot of this just by filling out that avatar worksheet. And that can help with this. And the main thing is just truly knowing what they're searching for and what their problems are, and being that bridging the gap. And even doing so in your content. If you want to make content to draw in your target market, you have to understand that your target market, they're watching other YouTubers and they're taking in other content. And so the way that you stand out, the way that you help those people to actually become a client of yours, is to give them so much value. Give them so much value. And a lot of people hold back because they're like, oh, if I give them too much value, then they're not going to pay me. No, if you give them a ton of value and they get a win, then they're more likely to work with you because they trust you. They want more. You give them they're like, wow, it's like at a restaurant. This free sample is so good. I'm going to buy the whole entree. I'm going to buy the steak dinner. But if your content is like a free sample and you're giving people this disgusting, I don't want to say disgusting, but like, I'm using food. If you give them a gross free sample and you try the free sample and you're like, oh, this isn't that good, but they watch another YouTuber and their free sample, aka their content, is so good, it leaves them hungry for more. So too many people have a 5-star restaurant, aka what they're offering in their business, but they're giving out these McDonald's free samples because they think, oh, if I give out an actual piece of my steak, then nobody's going to want to come in and buy the steak. It's like, no, it's actually the opposite. Give so much value and be a giver without expecting anything in return. That's another Tony Robbins quote. That is that the secret to living is giving. The secret to business is giving. So if you just give so much value and you don't expect anything, it's kind of like in life. If you're a giver in life, a true giver doesn't expect anything in return. If you're a true giver, it's like a law of the universe that you'll start to get stuff back. It's crazy when this stuff works and you see it right before your eyes, because you hear me saying it, but when you actually see it, when you give and like stuff starts to come back to you that you don't expect, you're like, whoa, the secret to living really is giving. It's crazy. Sometimes life really spooks me. Like, karma's a real thing. So if you're putting out content on YouTube that is sleazy, that you're just trying to sell people into something that doesn't truly do good for them, you don't truly care about the client, like, it's gonna bite you in the ass. So that's why I'm not too worried about all these sleazy people on YouTube, because it's like, yeah, karma will get to them. It's a real thing. I've learned that very young. I learned very, very young that karma is a very real thing. People see me as like a giver now, but I wasn't always like this. My mom didn't have a lot of money, and I actually resorted to stealing when I was little. I would steal money because my mom didn't have a lot of money. So I thought, oh, okay, if I steal it, then I can give it to my mom and we won't be poor anymore. But that bit me in the ass. I got caught and I got in a lot of trouble. And so for a while, I had a story about money, that money was bad, and me wanting money was bad. And so I had to do a lot of work on myself to figure out that that's not the true case. And I came back to my roots and I discovered that money is a tool that can be used for good. And me wanting it isn't bad, because when I have money, I'm just going to do good. I'm just going to invest in more sustainable businesses that help the environment, and I'm going to give back. So no, money isn't bad. Money in the hands of good people is what the world needs. And that's why I want to help people like you as well. The boot camp is the first step. If anyone has any questions, you know how to reach me. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This was fun, and I'll do another one of these again soon. Okay, everyone. Bye. Have a great week.